Oh, welcome back everyone. Oh, one question I'm asked a lot is, when is it too cold to get into your hive? This comes up a lot, especially for new beekeepers. You know, if the bees are flying, I'm in zone 7 here in Oklahoma. I would imagine zone 6, possibly even zone 5 and down. Through the winter, there's multiple days that the bees get out and they break cluster. Here in my area, the bees break cluster constantly. There's very few times that we go into winter and they're in a cluster for weeks on end. So they get multiple days flying throughout our winter. If things need to be done, I tell people, you get in there and you do it. It doesn't matter the temperature, especially if they need food. They're going to starve. They're dead. It's a death sentence if they don't have food on them, so get food on them. But if you need to do something, then by all means go do it. I would wait until it's a little bit nicer day, maybe in full sun. These are in shade now. We have a cold front coming through, so it's going to drop our temperatures down into the low 30s. We're expected to get a freeze tonight, our first freeze tonight. So, you know, it's not ideal, but this box right here has a feeder in it. I'm just making sure that it's empty. I'm going to take them down and put them down into the single box of how we winter. So that's why we're coming into this one today. We're not really going to go through it. I'll show a little bit of it, what they look like, but since we have that cold front coming through, I don't want to disturb them too much. But by Sunday, it's going to warm right back up. We're going to be in the upper 60s and 70s in next week, so it's just a one-day thing. It is currently November 12th, so about middle of November. So bees are constantly breaking clusters. So, you know, the people say, oh, you don't want to disturb them. Well, in my area, they're not in constant cluster, so they're up and down, and we might hit 60s and 70s in December, and you know, the bees are out and they're going out looking for forage. There's absolutely nothing blooming. They might be bringing in some pollen, but nectar, there's nothing. So starvation occurs a lot here in this area just because of the up and down temperatures. They go in the hive, they come out. So I have no problem of getting into my hives, but if nothing needs to be done, probably 95% of my hives, I never check them. I just come out to the yards a couple of times during the winter to make sure that they're alive, and if they do die, then I remove them, because I want to protect my comb. I don't want to you know, let mice get in there and destroy it or anything of that nature. So we have this food box here. So there's nothing in this box. It's just a shell to keep this one on. So we will see if they have finished this off. This is a gallon jug. Yep, they have finished it off. That's what we like to see. They have beetles trapped down in here. Kill them. Oh, take the bees down. All right, so now we can take that down. I'll do my Hive Check, see where it's at. That's good. That's where we want it. I can barely get it up, so that's nice. So they are ready for winter. I do not need to do anything more to this hive. And so they will be set up. So they got stores all through here. That is good. Oh yeah, nice and heavy. Completely full. Completely full of storage. Nice capped honey right here. They've done a great job. The hive looks good. They're a healthy population. bees all the way through. They're not in a cluster at all. She has great larvae right here. She has filled this in. There's larvae of all ages right here. A little bit of capped brood right here. They're probably emerging. She's backfilling. Same way with here, so she's keeping a small cluster here. So we have been in the 30s, 40s, 50s. We've been warmed up to the 70s. It's already, we're in the time of year where we get major swings in temperatures. Fronts are coming through. Completely solid food, and look at that, that's a nice brood here. This whole, all this cap brood right here. She has almost a whole frame. They backfilled all this up with nectar, and then she has a large spot right there, so that's good. Nice healthy hive looking for the middle of November. You know, so if you're going back to how cold is too cold to do, when they're set up properly, and if you don't need to do anything, you know, enjoy your winter and get equipment ready and enjoy some downtime from your bees. They will be fine, you know. But if you're late on doing stuff, you know, make sure you get it done. I mean, if they need food, get food on them. If it's too cold in your area, you know, up north, they're already getting snow and everything, so they, you know, liquid feed probably pretty hard to do, so you might need to do sugar and put that on them. So all these are just filled with syrup and what little nectar combination, so that is good. The brood is here in the middle. It's surrounded by food, and that food also, when you have frames that are completely filled up and they're heavy, that acts as insulation as well, and it's helping the brood stay warm and the cluster stay warm and get them through winter. So these girls are good. They're completely done for winter. The colony looks nice. The hive looks nice. Put them back on. They will get situated up. You know, and if we don't want to, we don't have to do anything for this hive. But I'm sure you guys will see them in other videos throughout the winter. I do check my hives. There's a couple of them that I get into throughout the winter, but you know, for the most part, I keep them. I keep them sealed up, and you know, nothing gets messed with. Hopefully, I've done my job, and they're all ready, weighed up, and mites under control, or where I want them at, and things of that nature. Good queens in them. So, basically, to recap, you know, my thoughts on going into a hive in the winter. If the bees are flying, if it's a nice day, or if you have to do something, there's absolutely no problem going into your hive. You know, they're already broke cluster, like you can see in this one. We're probably in the upper 50s right now. It's shaded, as you can see, and we have a cold front coming through. Wind's picking up, and they are still out all over their frames. Now they will tighten up as this sun goes down and the cooler temperatures go in. They will come in together and get into a cluster. But right now they're not. They've broken cluster. They're moving out about their hive. As long as you're quick and you do what you need to do. For those that are worried about, you know, smashing queens, I suggest you don't need to really pull frames. Lift your hive up, get used to that, and fill in where the weight is, and that will help you a lot to know if they need food or not need food and things of that nature. If you're already experiencing snow and you don't want to put out the syrup, you know, then you can do your sugar cakes and things of that nature. We'll have a video coming up on that, how we make some, and also I'll show you different varieties, mountain camp, how we do it, if you want to go that route. We don't do a whole lot of sugar cakes, but I'll show you how we make them if we needed to get into it. So well, that is my thoughts, kind of like opening your hive up in the wintertime and when the temperatures are cooling off, and when to do it and not do it. You know, it's best if you could, if they're already up, to, you know, not to disturb them too much. You definitely don't want to be going in there constantly, but give them some room. Let them do their winter thing. They will be fine. You don't have to worry about it. I know a lot of beekeepers will worry about them, but if you've done your part, they will be fine. They winter just fine in these little boxes, and they will come out, be happy for spring bloom next year, and everything. And your winter losses are minimal, and you know, you guys are doing good. So all right, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.